Hello, everyone. What is up? Welcome to ADC Sports Dallas Primetime. I'm Mauricio Rodríguez, streaming with you live every Sunday through Thursday night, usually at 8 p.m. Central Time. But tonight, for obvious reasons, we had to go live. Hold on until a little bit longer, until the Super Bowl 56 had finished, and it has. The Los Angeles Rams are your Super Bowl 56 champions after beating the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 in what was a pretty epic game. It was pretty epic, in my opinion. Now, let me put this question right now out there in the chat before we get the official word. Who is your Super Bowl MVP? I think that there are basically two options right now, and it has not been announced yet. Who is your Super Bowl MVP, guys? Let me know as you enter the stream, and please hit the like button, share the show. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, let your friends know about ADC Sports Dallas Primetime. We are here live every Sunday through Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. So I think that the two candidates, and that's the answers that we are getting right now in the chat, except for Stevie Mac, and we will get to the refs topics because Stevie Mac is naming the refs the Super Bowl MVPs. Cooper Kupp caught 8 passes for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Aaron Donald went off on defense. Aaron Donald ended up getting what? What was the final number? 2 sacks, 3 tackles, and multiple key plays throughout the entire game. I think I will lean towards Aaron Donald in my answer. However, let's see some of your thoughts. Burner account goes with Cooper Kupp. And the thing about Cooper Kupp is that you can talk about his stat line, but that's not what's the most impressive. What's the most impressive is the clutch moments that he was able to provide for the LA Rams. And the same for Stafford. And later on the show, we'll get into why this was the ultimate redemption game for the LA Rams. And I'm actually quite happy with the result, but we'll get into it all. We'll try to break it down as much as we can on tonight's edition of ADC Sports Dallas Primetime. Chuck went with Donald. What is up, Peter Rizzo? Let's see. Peter said shared. Actually, I will share a fun fact with you guys later tonight. David says the refs should have put their flags away. Kupp is the MVP hands down. Kupp and Donald, says Peter Rizzo. I was gonna be devastated for OBJ, says Dallas Young, if he didn't get that ring. That was a devastating moment. Definitely. That was a devastating moment to see OBJ go down injured after everything that had gone, after everything that had happened, and to see him injured, that sucked. Now, I know that there is a lot of controversy going around with the referee conversation, and I was actually, I just dropped my phone. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was my phone, which is fortunately quite protected because I don't trust myself to take care of my phone. Now, Burner account says, Mo, this game just showed how far behind we are as an organization. Even Burrow, after he turned ACL, which is, of course, not confirmed, ran a quarterback draw, and both teams got the ball to the best players. That's maybe what will frustrate Cowboys Nation the most, I believe. Getting the ball to the best players. Cooper Kupp showing up in the biggest moments with Matthew Stafford. Let's see. Do you sound like a bomb going off, says Jason Renfro. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I will get my phone in just a moment. Did you like or dislike? That is the question as well. Did you like or dislike the holding PA calls on the Rams' final drive? Joey Bella says, that was loud and sounded heavy. I'm sorry about that. Let me get my phone real quick. I literally had to duck down and get my phone. And in just a moment, we will get the official word on who is the MVP. I will say Aaron Donald, by the way, for that one. I will say that Aaron Donald is my Super Bowl 56 MVP just because of what he was able to do defensively in what was mostly a defensive game. So I will go with him, and just the fact that he was getting all of those, slides towards his side. I actually thought that they were going to get him isolated more often than they actually did during the game. But hey, Aaron Donald will be getting my Super Bowl MVP vote. Now, Mike says dislike. Joey Bella says dislike for sure. Burner account says hate it. You swallowed the whistles all game until then. Which I think that burner account hit the nail in the head right there. I think that the frustration doesn't stem from the actual play or the call itself, because you can make quite a good argument that it was a holding on Cooper Kupp and later a pass interference on him. And I will even argue that one play before the first holding call, there was a non-call, which was a penalty in my opinion, or at least worthy of a flag, and yet it wasn't called. But then they started throwing these back-to-back flags, and I think the inconsistency is what got fans a little bit frustrated about the whole thing. I will say that even though I dislike some of these calls, I think that it wasn't as bad as many people would claim it to be, because I believe that, hey, one thing is that they're not calling these flags, but I do think that the pass interference, for example, the second flag, I think that was quite evident. I don't know about the third and goal one. I don't know about that one on third down, the holding one. I think that was right on that line, and the way that you had been calling the game all night long didn't seem to me like worthy of a flag. But the second one, the pass interference, I did like that call, because I thought that was quite evident, and you had to call that one. The holding, though, not quite sure. Even the best corner in the league, says Dallas Junk, gets burnt. Ramsey was burnt toast out there today. People are overreacting to Diggs getting beat every once in a while. Now, on a similar note, even though I know that people will not like that those flags at the end, at least you might find certain consolation, because you need to think back on that face mask that wasn't called versus Jalen Ramsey. Actually, that was a clear face mask on the 75-yard touchdown for the Bengals, and you had to call that one, in my opinion. And the fact that they didn't, quite clear. Now, Cooper Kupp officially named the Super Bowl 56 MVP after finishing the night with the following stats. He has been named the MVP. 8 receptions for 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, and there's an additional stat that maybe a lot of people will not bring up, but this one is quite important. A rushing attempt for 7 yards in what was a key down of the game. They needed to move the chains. He's put in motion. Matthew Stafford quickly hands the ball off to him in this yet sort of motion, and Cooper Kupp, moves the chains, That was a fair MVP. I was leaning towards Aaron Donald, but hey, I am super fine with Cooper Kupp getting the award. Super Bowl MVP, you've got a receiver. I think that was at plus 600 odds in the betting world, by the way. He was like the third favorite behind the 2 quarterbacks to win Super Bowl MVP. Kupp was the choice, says Burner account. When the Rams needed points or a fourth down, he delivered. Definitely did. In the biggest moments, Cooper Kupp answered the call. And I know that will frustrate some Cowboys fans because of all the conversation that we've had over the past few weeks, talking about getting your key players involved. And also, an additional reason why I think the Cooper Kupp award for MVP is quite fair is you need to have the conversation that not only did he answer the call when his name was called, but also OBJ wasn't there. So it's like that additional value, I believe, to being left alone, more or less, and being there for your quarterback, I think that is a fair award. I'm happy with Cooper Kupp getting that MVP. Jason says, you throw flags to change an outcome of the game is BS, period. A lot of people will be frustrated about this whole thing during the next few months, which, hey, it fits what we have been going through the entire 2021 regular season. Having said that, I don't believe that it was an unfair outcome, even though I'm not quite sure about that holding flag late in the game. I don't feel like, hey, the Bengals got robbed. I don't feel that way. I will say that right now. Even if that call was questionable, I just don't think that it was enough for me to claim that, hey, you know what? The Bengals got robbed or anything like that. Imagine if you're a Bengals fan waiting your whole life, says Dallas Young, for this game, and then you throw it on 4th and 1. Man, I would be pissed, says Dallas Young. Now, although I agree that it was a weird call to pass the football, we do have a very similar conversation with the Seattle Seahawks, but the other way around, right? We have a conversation that goes, how did the Seahawks didn't run the football, right? So it's like a similar conversation, a little bit reminiscent of it. So yeah, Dallas Young get the frustration as well. Joseph says we have to try and do everything to get in the Super Bowl, bring in the top free agents. That is one of the biggest lessons that Cowboys fans can take away from Super Bowl 56. The way that the Rams build their team, the way that the Bengals build the team, which gets me to the following point. This was the ultimate redemption story for the Rams. And I will tell you something. I was happy about them getting that Lombardi trophy because I think about it this way. Matthew Stafford, his entire career, people have been burning him because he cannot win in the big games. He cannot beat winning teams. All of that conversation surrounding Matthew Stafford for years and years while he was in Detroit. And now he has had a tremendous season with the Rams. He beat the Tampa Bay Bucks, the 49ers. He went to the Super Bowl and beat Joe Burrow and company. And he excelled in the moment in which the pressure was at its highest during Super Bowl 56. You know how every time that a quarterback is in a position to win the game late in the fourth quarter, social media goes off with this horde of tweets that goes something like, this is the moment. This is why Matthew Stafford was brought to LA. And a lot of times that conversation ends up getting a very anticlimactic end. That wasn't the case with the Rams tonight. Matthew Stafford did indeed prove that this was why he was brought to LA. He drove down the field, got the touchdown with a little bit of help or not with the holding call from the refs. That will be up for debate forever. But then again, a lot of calls are, including that non-call on the Jalen Ramsey face mask with the 75-yard touchdown from the Bengals. So, hey, at least we need to give Matthew Stafford that credit. And then redemption for the LA Rams, who were often criticized as to the way that they approached team building, trading away first-round draft picks, risking it all to get Matthew Stafford, walk away from Jared Goff, redemption there too. And then maybe smaller examples, but OBJ, even though he got injured in the Super Bowl, he was named a diva. He was named a problematic player, got to LA, did his thing with a lot of his teammates backing him up as a player that was not who the media made him out to be or some teams made him out to be. Then another smaller story, Aaron Donald. And you might think, hey, Aaron Donald is not getting redemption. He has always been a beast, but he also was in this same stage in 2018. And the Patriots completely neutralized him in the Super Bowl. But Aaron Donald, did his thing as well tonight in the Super Bowl, got a little bit of redemption, was a legit candidate maybe for Super Bowl MVP. I really think this Rams team did get ultimate redemption. Burner account says, Mo, culture matters. Plain and simple. Thank you for your donation, by the way, Burner account. And someone else, by the way, I forgot to mention, had dropped a super chat. Let me find it real quick. Sorry about the delay. But Forever Runway Fashion Line asking over here at YouTube, are we the favorite next season? I don't think that I can tell you guys that the Cowboys are the favorites for 2022. I don't know, and we'll have this discussion later this week. I don't know that I can tell you that the Cowboys will be in a better spot in 2022 than they already were in 2021. So, yeah. I like the redemption story for the Rams, though. I do like the redemption story. Now, Ken Vaseball, says TV Mac, just start on time so I can forget about this football nonsense for a while, says TV Mac. And it sucks that the answer is, I don't know. I don't know if baseball will start on time. Hopefully, it will. And maybe we can get some designated hitter conversation going around here on Primetime, because I have plenty of thoughts about it. Tommy says, I don't know about you guys, but I thought that the halftime show was going to be better than it was. I have that question loaded up in the chat, by the way, and we will get to it later on the Primetime show. Burner account says, Mo, do you think that McVay and Snead get micromanaged by ownership? Says Burner account. Maybe the answer is no. I really think that the answer is no. I will raise this counterpoint, though. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys do the things the right way. But you know that Bengals ownership, they also get criticized quite a lot by the Cincinnati Bengals fan base. And yet, they were there in the Super Bowl. So I'm not going to defend the things that the Cowboys ownership does. But I will say that it's not the only problem. Even if it's the biggest, even if it's the largest problem, we did see a team make the Super Bowl that didn't have the best ownership situation going around. I mean, didn't we see the Jacksonville Jaguars, for example, in an AFC championship game? And I know these are little examples maybe, but it's just some of those thoughts that pop into my head when we talk about ownership. Chevy says that the game was rigged. A lot of people are unhappy with the flags. And I think that specifically it's the holding call, because I think that people cannot deny that it was pass interference on the second flag of that drive. I think that is quite undeniable. However, the holding call is the one that will make the most controversy throughout social media. Joseph Logan bringing up a quite interesting perspective of the future of the NFC. Joseph Logan is saying Tom Brady is retiring. Aaron Rodgers could leave Green Bay. Aaron Donald might be retiring. I can see us getting back in the Super Bowl, says Joseph Logan. And a few weeks ago, we discussed the QB picture here on ADC Sports Dallas Primetime and the fact that the Cowboys could very well be in a top 3 situation in the NFC at quarterback, at least. And hey, if let's say that Aaron Rodgers stays, without a lot of these players, Dak Prescott could very well be a top 3 quarterback in the NFC. Forget about the AFC quarterbacks for a while, but while Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, even Trevor Lawrence, even though he's with the Jaguars, if he ends up being who we wanted him to be, the AFC will be loaded with quarterbacks, while the NFC not as much. Not as much. Anthony says the second longest drought was 9 years, says Anthony over here with the YouTube chat. Lauren Michael, I love it. We just witnessed the Super Bowl 56, and I love Lauren because he is operating in the NFL draft. The Cowboys should draft running back Kenneth Walker III. And tomorrow, by the way, as every Monday here on Primetime, we will have Mock Draft Monday, so be on the lookout for that as well. Quest says, really, we can't make it to the Super Bowl without Tom Brady retirement. Wow, that is amazing. Of course, that is not what we mean, or I think the comment means. I think it's just much needed perspective about what the NFC picture looks like, because that is, at the end of the day, important. So I have a few more questions for you. What is one word to describe the Rams win in the Super Bowl? Only one word. What is one word to describe their win in the Super Bowl? I think that is a fair question after what we saw with the Rams today. That was a great win. And I already spoiled mine, by the way, with the title. But I think that my word will be redemption, because I think that their whole story throughout this 2021 season has been redemption since day one. And I love it, to be honest. Burner account says adaptive. And adaptive, by the way, right off the bat, I love this answer from Burner account, because we talked all week long actually it was 2 weeks, because the AFC Championship game took place 2 weeks ago. And we talked about the Bengals rushing 3, dropping 8 in coverage. The Rams were ready for that right off the bat at the start of the game, because the Bengals sometimes they rushed their 3 guys, dropped 8, and the Rams were ready for it. Because when we think about dropping 8, I think that it's fair to point out that what that takes away is the short game. It is the quick game. It really isn't the deeper routes, because a defensive end will not get into those zones. So it's really just a little bit of a more blurry picture in the underneath routes, right? And in that first big Cooper Cup play, that was the Bengals rushing 3, and that was Matthew Stafford going a little bit deeper. The OBJ touchdown, by the way, I had this prop bet that was over 2 or more touchdowns from OBJ, and I was sure that they were going to get it. But then OBJ ended up getting hurt, and of course, that was an automatic loss. But anyways, that OBJ touchdown was also a play in which the Bengals were rushing 3. So I like adaptive. Coaching, says Stacy Brown, which I think goes a little bit hand in hand if you think about it, adaptive and coaching. Defense, says Arinso Bryan over at Facebook. Thank you for being here. Joy Bella says refs, LOL. Tommy liked the word redemption. Adjustment, says Peter Rizzo. Gregory says history, which I like too. Tommy says, hey Mo, we had the same word, and then Tommy shifted towards bot. That is his word to describe the Rams win in the Super Bowl. And Quest, thank you for reminding people to hit the like button and share the show if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Let your friends know about ADC Sports Dallas Primetime. How about that Joe Burrow moment, though? When he went down injured, both quarterbacks at one point, it seemed like they were playing injured. And that was frustrating for a while there, because we didn't know if Joe Burrow was going to come back healthy, if Matthew Stafford was going to come back healthy. But hey, we saw 2 defensive lines dominate the game tonight, by the way. I think that I wasn't expecting the Bengals defensive line to win as much as they did. Now, I know that we're talking about coaching, and I know that we're talking about adapting well, but one of the things that I didn't like from Sean McVay was this way that they were insisting on the run, even though it wasn't yielding results for the Rams. Throughout most of the game, and I didn't check the final numbers, but throughout most of the games on early downs, the Rams were being successful in only 21% of the plays, of the run plays on early downs. So that is only first down and second down. 21% success rate. And the Rams were still insisting on running the football. And that was amazing to me. That was amazing to me. Now, I think that did cost them quite a lot. I think that did put them in a lot of uncomfortable positions. Ended up working out for them though, but I would have liked Sean McVay being a little bit more aggressive. Joey Bella is asking if there were 9 sacks on Joe Burrow, but no, the official number is 7 sacks. 7 sacks for Joe Burrow. 2 are from Aaron Donald. 1 is from Jones. Another 1 is from Robinson. 1 from Leonard Floyd, and then another 2 for Von Miller, who I thought was a good MVP bet, by the way, because he had very large odds. And I thought that maybe we were going to see the possibility in which Aaron Donald took care of the dirty work, which he did some way, by the way, and then Von Miller got the sacks. That was my hypothesis coming into the game in my Super Bowl MVP bets. But hey, Aaron Donald also, like, that is part of his dominance, right? You always get offensive linemen occupied on dealing with 99. You're sliding your offensive line towards Donald, and that opens up a lot of possibilities for the Rams. Stafford says Dallas Young. Dallas Young is saying Stafford is definitely a Hall of Famer now. Guys, I will throw this one up in the chat. Do you guys agree or disagree with this statement from Dallas Young? Stafford is definitely a Hall of Famer now. I struggled a little bit with this one. By the way, we had not seen each other since Thursday night when DeMarcus Ware was not named into the Hall of Fame, but we'll talk about that tomorrow night. Gregory agrees with Dallas Young. Tommy says disagree, not yet. So Tommy sounds like he's open to it ending happening sometime. Burner account says no. Stevie Mack says no. Kai says he has to do it again to be a lock-in. Garth says that no. No, then Flacco is a Hall of Famer too early. I will say, Michael Shelton says check Stafford's stats, but I don't know if, first of all, I don't know if the Ford is a Bradford kind of joke, but even if it's not, I don't know if Michael means it in a pro Stafford way or the other way around. No, Super Bowl is a team accomplishment. Says our inside disagree with that Hall of Fame talk. I disagree. That would be my answer, by the way. I disagree with it because the Hall of Fame, you gotta be the best of your generation of quarterbacks, right? And I think that maybe it's unfair maybe this criteria is unfair, but I will say that in his generation of quarterbacks, even though it might have been the best quarterback generation ever, when you're talking about Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all of these big-time guys, Matthew Stafford was never quite there. I've always been a Matthew Stafford fan in the sense that I always thought that he was underrated. I consistently put him in my top 10 quarterback rankings, even though I got a lot of hate for it. And I'm not patting myself on the back here. I'm just saying that even though I thought that it was the case, I never thought he was in that top 3 conversation or top 4 conversation. And I don't know if you were not in that talk during your generation, I don't know that you can be a Hall of Famer. So I will put a question mark on that. For now, I will disagree, though. I'm excited about him getting the Super Bowl. I think that is great. I don't know about the Hall of Fame, though. I really don't know about the Hall of Fame. I think that some quarterbacks, for some quarterbacks, 1 ring is enough. And sometimes even no rings is enough. So, but overall, I'm not going to vote Matthew Stafford into the hole right now. But hey, if Leroy Butler can get into the hall over DeMarcus Ware, then I don't know what we're doing here, because we might as well guess, right? We might as well guess. Dak needs to step up next season, says Ryan Doyle. Yeah, I think that is fair. Now, Michael Helton says Stafford and Brady aren't the same generation. Brady was playing a decade before Stafford. Stafford is one of the younger ones. If I'm not mistaken, what is it? 2005? No, is it later? Matthew Stafford. Now, I will say, though, that Brady playing a decade before Stafford, 2009. Brady playing a decade before Stafford, that is not a Stafford problem. That is a Brady thing, right? Because how many quarterbacks play for 2 decades? So he might be of that generation some way, even if he's on the younger side of things. I think that when you look back on those QBs, Stafford might be like the cutoff point. That's the way I look at it. Of course, it's subjective and perception based. But I will say that the fact that Brady played in 2 decades, now that's a different story, right? Joey Vela says Tony Romo, no rings was enough. We'll see. I don't think that I have my doubts that Romo will end up. And maybe the fact that he's been such an important announcer and all of that helps his case directly or indirectly. I wonder if he will be in Canton at some point. No Joe Mixon on that 4th and 1, says Damon Davis. Shake my head, that was, and that will live forever in the minds of Bengals fans, I believe. Let's see what Stafford's career looks like when it's over. Yeah, I agree with that. So, hey, great Super Bowl. Maybe tomorrow night we will have more thoughts on it here on ADC Sports Dallas Primetime. But before I leave you tonight, this is the most important question that I will do all day. Grade the Super Bowl halftime show. Give me your grade. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you despise it? Let me know what you guys are thinking about the Super Bowl 56 halftime show. Give me your grades right now. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre opening the show up with the next episode. And then we got Eminem entering the show while rapping his Forgot About Dre verse, which I absolutely love. And then nailing the Not Afraid, 50 Cent in the club scene, which I thought that, hey, we all were brought back with him dropping upside down. That was an amazing moment. So let's see some of your grades. Joey went with the 7.5. Peter says, didn't watch. Gregory says, I hated it. A++ from Dallas Junk. Stevie Mack says D, underwhelming and badly lip synced at times. 7.5. Stacy Brown, okay. B-, says Tommy. It was good, but not great like I expected. I wanted to see more classic hits, which I think is more than valid. A, most songs by Dre, Snoop, and Eminem are not able to be heard on live primetime TV. That is true. My grade is a solid A. I am giving the halftime show a solid A. I will admit, though, that I'm totally biased. I might be totally biased, but I don't care. Eminem has been my favorite artist since I was a kid. Dr. Dre, of course, I've always loved Dre. Snoop Dogg. Kendrick Lamar, kind of like him, but not as much as Dre and Eminem. Mary J., even though I'm aware of who she is, even though I know her music, not a huge fan, but just because of my fandom to Slim Shady, to Dr. Dre, and giving it a solid A. I would give it an A+ if we had gotten at least another song from Eminem. I would have loved to see that third song from M, but I was losing it when the Forgot About Dre verse started. I was just jumping around my living room. You guys can imagine me. Stevie Mac. Oh no. Stevie Mac is saying 350 cents nowadays. Oh my God. I actually was asleep, says Damon Davis, for the entire first half of the Super Bowl. Woke up on halftime, no Cowboys, so who cares? Oh, hey, there are all kinds of fans in the NFL, and I love it. I love it. Like there are guys like Damon who will say, you know what? If it's not the Cowboys, who cares? There will be people that obsessively watch the Super Bowl, even if their team is not involved. There will be casual viewers. So hey, it's part of the experience, right? I respect it. I respect it. The best team money could buy is Lone Star. A good old rock and roll band would have been better in my eyes, says Garth, which is also, of course, just like there are all kinds of NFL fans, like we were just saying, there are a lot of music fans, right? And I think that will always be the case. I do enjoy Super Bowl halftime shows more than the consensus I have found. Maybe my expectations for them are never as high, maybe, because I always enjoyed the halftime shows. Like I liked the J Lo and Shakira show. I liked the Bruno Mars show. I liked the Justin Timberlake one. So hey, I'm happy with most of them. And if you get my favorite artists up there, then I'm going to love it. Obviously, 50 has been spending too much time at the taco shop. No more candy shops. Just Tommy, I love it. I love the Super Bowl. One day I will get to one. Football fans watch football, says Michael Helton. But hey, some do it more obsessively than others. Some people watch college football and high school football and all the football content that they can get their hands on. And some people only care about the NFL. Burner account bringing up a big question, and I will open this one up to the chat as well. What was your favorite commercial? Didn't pay the most attention to them, maybe. Let me know what your answers are in YouTube and Facebook. I will say that based on the action that I took, it was definitely the Coinbase one. And I was on the lookout for these three ads because we did know that these three crypto exchanges were going to run ads, right? It was going to be Coinbase, FTX, and then crypto.com, which has been running the Matt Damon ads all season long. So I was on the lookout for those two. And that might have been it. Also, the NFL, the one with the QR code is the one that I mean from Coinbase. The one from the NFL with the digital football players, I don't know how to call them. I don't know if it was only an NFL commercial, right? Like there wasn't anything else going on there, but that was amazing as well. I thought we were all hooked watching that one. The bowling alley with Peyton's burner account. Larry David commercial, says TV Mac. The cable guy was second best. I missed that one. Which one is it? The cable man was awesome, says Garth as well. Did I miss that one? I like the Tommy Lee Jones commercial, says Tommy 915. I miss the legendary Doritos commercials. The Cheetos one was kind of weird. People that like rap music like football too, says Stacy Brown. Might be true. Hey, I do love rap music and I do love football. So on my side of things, that is an accurate statement from Stacy Brown on Facebook. Burner account says, Mo, the digital football players that showed Kyler at his actual size. That's just a savage statement. Valerie Rodriguez, though, I agree. The halftime show was too short. I expected to see them sing all of their number one hits. Yeah, might have been too short, but that's the issue with getting so many stars involved, right? Like at least you know that one of them is going to not get to all of his songs. But I like that they gave Dre the benefit of having the most songs because he's like the godfather of all of these guys that were in the halftime show. So I did love that he got that benefit maybe. And oh, by the way, I also, one more comment from the halftime show. I was excited about the whole sounding board scene that they had going on for Dr. Dre right there. I love that one. just because of what it means, of course. Both teams have a good defensive tackle, says Swaggy. With Reader, with Reader and then Aaron Donald, for sure. I agree with that. But guys, I'm sure that we will share more thoughts about Super Bowl 56 tomorrow night. Remember, we are here every Sunday through Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central here on adcsportsdallas.com. I wish you guys a happy Sunday night. If you guys have been maybe partying a little bit because it's Super Bowl night, take care, guys. Drive safe, of course, and be responsible. The Matthew McConaughey commercial was the best one, says Gavin. Hey, that one was not mentioned yet, so that is true as well. But hey, hope that you have a fun Sunday night. I will see you tomorrow. It's Valentine's Day. By the way, happy Valentine's Day for you guys. Hope that you have a good one on Monday. And I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central, here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Guys, make sure that you check out adcsports.com/Dallas for more Cowboys content and for more Mavericks content. Check out adcsports.com/Dallas. Tomorrow is Monday. Dallas Junk is mentioning draft season. It is officially here. That is right. And tomorrow we will have mock draft Monday, as we do every week. Stevie Mac, thank you for putting the link out there. Mo has 12 dates lined up for tomorrow, says Stevie Mac. No. I have only one. The one Valentine's date. Mo, make sure that you got a gift for your gal. I did. I think that she will love the gift. I think that I nailed it. So, hey, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Thank you, guys. And, hey, have a good one. And I will see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. adcsports.com/Dallas. Thank you, guys.